Hello there, and these really are exciting times for us Doctor Who fans. Yes, as we knew, as I pre-warned you yesterday, last night about 1:45 here in the UK, it was announced by the BBC that on Sunday at 7 PM there will not be a Mastermind show. It will be a show called Doctor Who Live, where the 12th Doctor will be revealed, will be in the studio, will be interviewed by Zoe Ball, and plenty of doctors of the past and people involved with Doctor Who, past and present, will be there in the studio as well. It's a 30-minute show, so we're finally going to find out who the next Doctor is. Part of this, what the BBC was saying last night with this announcement was that there's something called Operation Houdini. Now, you see what they did there, yeah? But yeah, this is for months and months and months. They're saying that they've been leading us up the garden path with who was going to be the 12th Doctor. They've obviously been leaking out everyone that when we've had these headlines, blah blah blah, is the favourite to be the 12th Doctor. All them, all to take us down the wrong direction. So who is it? Well, to think in the past since Doctor Who's returned, that we haven't really found out who the Doctor is. Maybe a month or so before it actually happens. We're finding out 4 months. If you believe that Matt's Doctor will regenerate into the 12th on Christmas Day, then it's 4 months. If you believe like me that that's another big Moffat lie and he's actually going to regenerate in the 50th anniversary, then you've got to, then you've got a couple of, I think that's about 3 months. That's still a long time, and really for them to announce it now, either a paper on Sunday is going to come out with it, so they're rushing to do it themselves, or it actually is the regeneration will actually happen on the 50th, and that's why it's being announced so early, because it doesn't particularly make sense. We now know that Steven Moffat was lying at Comic-Con. We now know all this jazz about I've only just started looking. It's amazing. I never believed him. I told you, whether it was on here, YouTube, or Twitter, where I'm Geektastic555, or Facebook, where I'm Mick Meanus, everywhere, every minute of the day, I was telling you that Matt Smith was leaving before it was announced, that the Doctor, pretty much, they knew who they wanted as the Doctor to replace Matt. I don't even believe there were audition processes. I even believe that maybe, if we believe that Clara is going to be in the 8th season, like they're saying, I'm still dubious about that maybe Jenna Louise Coleman was actually cast in mind to play with the new guy, and maybe she had some reads with him as well. Who knows? But there's another school of thought as well. Clara could be killed off in the 50th anniversary. Don't forget, on the 50th, as she's falling, she's going, I'm Clara, I'm the Impossible Girl, as she does a million times. How many times did they tell us that she's the Impossible Girl? I think we get it. But yeah, she falls, she goes, my story is over, I've already saved the Doctor. What does that mean? That was said for a reason. If her story's over, how can she continue as the 12th Doctor's companion in season 8? So it's all very interesting stuff. But one thing's for sure, we are going to find out on Sunday who the new Doctor is. Steven Moffat will be about, Matt Smith will be there, or pre-recorded interviews. I'm really sure what's going on, but as I said at the top, exciting times for us. All morning I've been watching old Doctor Who episodes, old Tom Baker episodes, Genesis of the Daleks, classic. I've been watching documentaries of them talking about Genesis of the Daleks, and just seeing how big Doctor Who is through the history. I think sometimes we get over-focused with New Who, and we kind of say, no, the past is in the past. Without the past, we wouldn't be here, and we shouldn't be obsessed with it, but we certainly remember and how awesome it is. And those amazing actors, amazing producers, the amazing Verity Lambert, who got the team together to form Doctor Who and create Doctor Who. So many different people really created this show. It's such a unique show, it's such an amazing show, and I'm so proud to be involved as a fan, to love this show, for people to know. As a kid, you had to keep it quiet that you were into Doctor Who. Now you can shout it from the rooftops, because Doctor Who, whether you're a fan of another show, this is a fact. Worldwide, Doctor Who is the most popular show in the world, and that's a fact, and that's amazing. And This show is a British show. The way it started was amazing. It always captured your imagination, even in the old days where the effects and the production values were very low because of the budget. You had to use your imagination a lot more, and because their ideas were so amazing, you went with it, and that was the brilliance of Doctor Who. Now we have a budget, of course we do amazing things, well not we, but the people who make it do amazing things with it. And from Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner insisting that this show happened, even when the BBC changed their mind saying they didn't want to bring Doctor Who back. Without them, there will be no Doctor Who now. And now we move forward, but we should spare a thought for Matt Smith, who's been brilliant for the past 3 years. It took me a long time to get used to him after David. It took me a long time to get used to Stephen Moffat's way of doing things after Russell T Davies, because anyone who knows me knows how much I loved what Russell did, loved his passion for it, loved his passion talking about it on Doctor Who Confidential, and now we're looking at a new era. And of course we still have the 50th, which is such a big thing. I was reading a description of the 50th anniversary trailer where the 10th Doctor's TARDIS and the 11th Doctor's TARDIS are there. David Tennant's Doctor criticises Matt Smith's TARDIS. He's jealous of Matt Smith's bigger sonic screwdriver. Rose is with the 10th Doctor. That's quite enough interesting, and now we kind of have to look at it, don't we? What's going on there? Is this 10th Doctor from Trenzalore, from the Doctor's timeline, or is it the human Metacrisis Doctor from Bad Wolf Bay? We don't know. It could be either. I wouldn't write off either at the moment. A lot of people say, oh no, it's definitely not the human Metacrisis Doctor. It's definitely this and definitely that. I think whatever you like or don't like, I just think it's very important that we don't dismiss anything, because I think we don't know what's happening, and that's the whole point. I don't necessarily want to know what's going to happen until I see it, but I like to theorise, I like to talk about it, I like to speculate. It's part of the fun of being a Doctor Who fan, isn't it? And the last thing we can speculate until Sunday, who will be the next Doctor? Will it be an A-lister? Will it be amazing enough for it to be an A-lister? This is a big thing what they're doing. Peak time, announcing the Doctor in front of a live audience. Last time it was a pre-recorded show, a Doctor Who Confidential special, which was big enough the way they unleashed and told us that Matt was going to be the next Doctor. And I remember being so underwhelmed when I saw him. I thought, that's the Doctor? But he's done a brilliant job, and I didn't think this in season 5, but I'm actually going to miss Matt. He's a brilliant actor, brilliant Doctor, and again, we have to get used to a new way of doing things. If it is true and Stephen Moffat will be the showrunner in season 8, what's good is we won't have someone else dramatically changing the whole thing. Although Stephen Moffat's quite good at changing things dramatically constantly. So, but anyway, it's Doctor Who. I love it. Whatever my issues within the show, I love Doctor Who. I'm not going anywhere. Of course, there's a lot of talk about a female Doctor. You never know. We could absolutely have anyone unveiled on Sunday. It could be anyone, people. We can't dismiss anyone. It could be anyone. Any of the names mentioned. It could be someone we've never heard of, or it could be someone extremely famous. And of course, David Tennant returning full time is still out there. People are not talking about it. People don't want to talk about it because they don't want to look silly. But I've talked about it many times. I'm not saying that David Tennant will definitely be the D-Generation 12th Doctor, but I believe for David Tennant to be involved, he's involved for a bigger reason. That's my theory. Again, could be wrong. It could be anyone. It could be Ben Daniels, you know. It could be, you know, anyone that we've heard or not heard of. But I'm not dismissing David Tennant. Definitely not. And there's so many things as well with the 50th that can happen. One of the things, after watching Genesis of the Daleks, and I loved the new version of Davros in the season 4 finale as well, I would love to see Davros again. What a villain he is. We haven't seen him for a couple of years or so. No, it's been about 3 years. It's been about what? I think 3 or 4 years since we've seen the Master. So I would like to see them in it. I don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately, because I think they're awesome villains. We're definitely getting the Zygons. In the trailer, apparently, because unfortunately I haven't seen it, because I don't live in America and I didn't go to Comic-Con, I didn't see it, but the two doctors in their two separate TARDISes do go back with, I think they go back with John Hurt's Doctor, and they see the Time War, and allegedly John Hurt actually initiated the Time War. I don't get it. I also have, finally, before I go, because I can't stop talking about this now, it's so exciting, but I think that John Hurt's Doctor and the Time War will be wiped out. The two doctors will do something so that the Time War never happened, and this secret Doctor, John Hurt's Doctor, never existed. That's my theory. Let me know what you think of my theories down below, or on Twitter or Facebook. Twitter Geektastic555, Facebook Mick Meanus. We will talk again. But this truly is exciting times to be a Doctor Who fan. And if you're watching this and you don't watch Doctor Who, you should be watching it, because it's awesome. See you later.